ZZZZZZ. Hello, this is Malcolm Fraser. It is 1983 and I have called an early election so I can beat Bill Hayden and secure a fourth term in office. This is going to be one of the easiest elections in my life, easier than when I made Gough Whitlam look like Alf Landon. Bill Hayden is a brain-dead twit. Who the fuck likes him? Nobody does. Not real people, at least probably that idiot John Gort. No wait, what the fucking fuck, oh what the fuck, why am I running again?
And Mr. Bob Hawke. Mr. Hawke, could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands?
You're not improving, are you? I thought you'd make a better start to the year than that. It's a ridiculous question. You know it's ridiculous. I have no blood on my hands. I was not involved in the discussions that Bill Hayden's fellow leaders had with him. I hope the standard of your questioning improves.
Mr. Hawke, then how do you expect the electorate to believe that you were not party to the plotting that's been going on for the past fortnight?
If it's a question, Mr. Carlton, of the electorate having to believe between your stupidity in such a question as that and my integrity, I have no doubt we're now.
Goddamn right.
Just let me mention these things. We'll hear this stupid laughter coming in policy, but none of that stupid laughter, Mr. Speaker, can in any sense refute any one of the facts on the achievement during the third term. In that period, Mr. Speaker, Australia had record business investment level. Very simple, Mr. Speaker, what we achieved was very considerable real wage restraint. That led to higher profit levels, which went into record investment levels. Next, Mr. Speaker, we cut company tax rates from 49 cents to 39 cents. Next, Mr. Speaker, we reorganised the taxation of superannuation. Next, Mr. Speaker, we cut tariffs by around 30%. If you look at the whole post-war history of this country, Mr. Speaker, there have only been 2 occasions on which tariffs have been cut, and both by Labor governments. 25% under the previous Labor government and 33% by us 2 years ago, Mr. Speaker. Next, Mr. Speaker, we... Next, we deregulated domestic aviation, the product of your period of government, that cosy little relationship, the 2 airlines agreement. It was this government during its last term which brought that to an end. Next, we introduced vital reforms in grain handling, and we did it over the opposition of the Conservative parties in this country. Next, Mr. Speaker, we made major changes to the Industrial Relations Act. Not all of you, there were some of you who saw the light, but we didn't have any problem on our side. The problem was between the Liberal Party and the National Party. In 1992, we'll have manning levels and coastal shipping in this country equal to the OECD average. Now, Mr. Speaker, when you look at that list of achievements, is it any wonder that the Treasurer is somewhat concerned by some suggestion that we'd been dragging the chain? At the end of last year, I issued a challenge to you fellows, and there has been the thundering silence ever since. I asked you if you really were the custodians of some philosophy and some commitment to microeconomic reform. You would presumably be able to answer my challenge, which was very explicit. You tell me once within your period of government when you came within a bull's roar of that record of microeconomic achievement. And there's still the thundering silence to that challenge which I put to you at the end of last year. You can't do it, and you can't do it for the simple reason, one, that you didn't do it, but secondly, it was not an accident that in all your period in office you didn't do anything about microeconomic reform. It's because you've got neither the wit, the wisdom, the guts, or the facility to deal with the Australian community to bring those results about.
Now,
let me go to a hard nitty-gritty question about it then. I mean, there was nothing in the paper this morning about the meeting this morning at 9 o'clock, I think it was, between Mr Bowen and Senator Button,
and
where they told Bill Hayden that, you know, his days were finished. Well, now, can you expect people to believe that you didn't know that that meeting was going to take place?
I can expect people to believe that you are a damned impertinence, Mr Carlton. I can expect them to believe that when I say something that I tell the truth. If you, for your perverted reasons, wish to try and suggest that something is the case when I say it is not, I had no knowledge of any meeting this morning. I had an indication yesterday that perhaps by the end of this week, Mr Hayden may make a decision. When I went into that executive this morning, I had no knowledge whatsoever that he was making his decision. Now, Mr Carlton, you can sit there with your silly quizzical face. You've got a reputation right around this country. Yeah, it's looking better still. You've got a reputation for your impertinence, your refusal to accept people at their face value, to try and ridicule the integrity of people. Now, I don't mind my integrity being on the line against yours.